So as you guys can see, we are on a completely new account, and today what we're going to be doing is basically talking about what you should be doing if you're a complete beginner or beginner in Anime Vanguards, and basically how to get started very quickly in this game. Now don't forget to like and subscribe, because at 50k subscribers we're going to be doing a pretty big giveaway that will help you out a lot if you are a complete beginner or a new player that's not really a beginner but still pretty new. Alright, so we're going to be talking about this, and we're going to be basically mentioning the steps that you need to do. And by the way, this might not be applicable for a lot of people, but I will also be talking about those people that it might not be applicable to. So without further yapping, let's get started. My number one tip, okay, and this is basically the basic of my tip, is you need to have a carry unit, a unit that will carry you throughout the entire game. And there are several units that you could easily get that will carry you throughout the entire game. And number one, this is a side note, if you are a complete player just starting out on Anime Vanguards, which means you haven't touched Anime Vanguards since release, when you play Anime Vanguards, you may be able to get a quest that will allow you to get Vegeta. Vegeta is one of the better starter units in the game. But for most people, I think most of the people that are watching this video probably already tested out Anime Vanguards and is just relatively new, but has already tested out Anime Vanguards back then. You know, maybe just quit because they didn't know what they were doing. So today I'll be giving you guys a more applicable method. And the number one thing that you should be doing when you start out the game is immediately head to mailbox and claim everything that you can claim right here. This will give you several gems. I have 1,165 from that, and then immediately head on over to AFK and AFK for like 24 hours straight or one day. And I know, AFK for 24 hours straight, bro, what do you mean? The reason for this is because if you AFK in Anime Vanguards, you can actually get the presents that you need, which you can use to reroll for exclusives, and will actually also get you gems. So, for example, right here, if I AFK here for a while, I'll be getting 300 presents, and I think if you AFK for like a day or something, you're gonna be able to get around 50k presents, more or less, something like that. And with 50k presents, you're probably gonna have enough presents to get some of the exclusives in the game, right? So let me explain this a little bit more. In the current banner of Anime Vanguards, there is two banners that you can actually reroll on. One of them is the winter banner, which is a limited banner. This is where you can get exclusive units, and then the other one is a special banner. This is where you can get all the mythical units in the game and maybe even the secret Alucard. Now, the AFK chamber does actually give you a decent amount of presents to be able to reroll and get a exclusive unit. Okay, I think if you AFK for like a single day, you're probably gonna have enough exclusives to get Rom and Ran, which is the only unit that you should be trying to get in this banner right here, because she is the only unit that can really carry you throughout the entire game. So get Rom and Ran, because she is a meta unit that's good without traits. So she's a very great unit that you should get. And you can easily get her without doing anything and just by doing AFK. You can easily get her just by AFKing for a day and then coming over here and then summoning on this banner. You can also get Gogeta, and if you do get Gogeta as a new player, you're pretty much set. So once you get Rom and Ran, basically Rom and Ran is going to be your carry through the entire game. But what if you can't AFK? Because a lot of people, they can't really AFK this game. Well, if you can't really AFK this game, go get your first unit, your first starter unit. Claim all the codes you can claim. I will not be mentioning any codes right now in this video because the codes that I mentioned might be expired, so it's pointless. Claim everything you can in mailbox, and then come over here, go to the special banner or the normal banner, and then summon, right? And then try and get legendaries, epic units, and then use those legendary or epic units to basically act as a carry. So as you guys can see right here, I got a Nobara, I also got an alligator, Nobara, alligator, and maybe even Sasuke right here is actually pretty good for a starter unit. And this is if you can't AFK. Try and get at least some of these units right here, and then head on over to your play, and then basically just farm all the maps that you can farm, and then farm it until you get to level 10. Okay, so why level 10? Because at level 10, this is when you can start leeching other people's winter portals. I believe around level 10 is when you can start leeching other people's winter portal. And the reason why this is important is because the winter portal is actually going to give you currencies, right? And a lot of people do like to let people leech. So how do you leech in winter portals? You're going to have to head on over to the Anime Vanguards Discord and go to the portal segment in Anime Vanguards Discord and ask people for leeches. As you guys can see right here, leeching winter portals, DM, I have auto start, a very long winter grind, LF leechers. And the reason why people are looking for noobs to leech is because there's something called MVP rewards. So a lot of people are looking for new players that can leech, and I think the requirement is level 10 in order to leech, something around that. I'll update it in the comments if I'm wrong. So once you get to level 10, you can start leeching and basically get presents, gems, and even the item that you need to evolve Emmy. So once you have enough presents from either AFKing or leeching in the winter portals, that's when you try and get Rem and Ram, right? Rem and Ran. So I think everybody's at the same page now. If you can't AFK, farm to level 10 and then leech winter portals. If you can AFK, AFK and do both of these until you have enough presents, like around 50k or maybe less than that. And then that's when you should start farming winter, or so that's when you should start summoning on winter. Only summon when Rom and Ran is the one in the middle, because she's the unit that you really want from winter banner, from the winter banner. By the way, even if you can AFK, doing the leech method might actually still be faster. So if you want the faster method, you can opt to just do the portal method, the portal leech method instead of AFKing. But the AFK is a lot more simple if you just want a simple way to start. Now, let's say, for example, that you already have Rom and Ran, which is the best unit in the winter banner and it's a meta unit. What you're going to be doing is continuously leeching in portals until you get the item required to evolve them, which is the snowflake item. It's a snowflake that you need to get from the presents in I think you need to get it from, no, not the presents, you need to get it from portals. It's a small drop from portals, and then once you get the item required to evolve Rom and Ran, which is the best winter banner, you're gonna head on over to story mode and then basically go here, create match, and then legend stages, and farm the easiest legend stage that you can farm. And what legend stages are is, this is what's gonna give you the stars that you need to evolve your units, right? Then once you're done with all of that, you can finally evolve your Rom and Ran. And once you've evolved your Rom and Ran, this is going to be able to carry you through pretty much most of the game modes in the entire game. There's probably still some difficult game modes that you won't be able to do, but chances are you're gonna be able to solo the entire game mode with Rom and Ran. And then once you've evolved Rom and Ran, there's some units that you can go for, and I'm actually gonna credit a guy from General 2 in Discord. Who made this tier list, because he made a beginner unit tier list that actually lists out the units that you should go for. So once you've gotten Rom and Ran evolved, you can go for Saber or Vegeta because they're great beginner units. I recommend going for Saber first and then evolving Saber. Once you've evolved Rom and Ran and Saber, you're pretty much set for the entire game, and that's pretty much where you leave the beginner stages and then go to the mid portion of the game. So that's pretty much it. Okay, in summarization, you AFK for presents. If you can't AFK, you level up to level 10 and leech in portals to get presents. And once you get enough presents, you farm, you summon for Rom and Ran. Once you summon for Rom and Ran, keep going until you get the item required from portals to evolve Rom and Ran. Then do legend stages for stars. Then once you're done with legend stages and stars, evolve Rom and Ran, and then farm gems by doing infinites in story mode or farming achievements. And then once you have enough gems, summon for Saber, evolve Saber, and once you have those two units, you can go for the mid-tier units in this tier list. So maybe someone like Ichigo, and then once you have Ichigo, Rom and Ram and Saber evolved, you're pretty much done in the beginner parts of the game, and you're probably gonna be moving on to the mid stages. I might make another video of the demand is high enough, but that's pretty much it for today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.